Andrew Tate, the top G, says he's the only one that can save you from the Matrix, the elites that control society, if you join the real world. His new rendition of Hustlers University. He says he will turn children into millionaires or even billionaires. But the greatest school on the planet is not without its critics.
It's just such a obvious and complete scam because there is no value to this like so-called education. The professors are crap. The advice, they're like hiding some of the bad things they've done. And Andrew Tate's nowhere to be found. Ultimately, that's why everyone joins.
You know what that is? That's a pyramid scheme.
I have testimonies and leaked material from former members of the real world. And one of the top G's most feared agents of the Matrix has infiltrated the real world with some shocking revelations. Is the real world making 12-year-olds rich? Or nothing more than a pyramid scheme? To join the real world, students pay a sign-up fee of $49.99 and a monthly fee of $49.99. Once inside, they learn 18 modern wealth methods, which they are taught by who we are told are highly qualified millionaire professors. A big focus in the real world is the affiliate campus, which this leaked screenshot shows that members are encouraged to join after 4 months, after which they would have spent $250 in the program. I'll let Andrew himself explain how the affiliate campus works.
So what you just said in regards to the affiliate section is one of the 18 ways. There's a 16-year-old kid making 45 grand a month from his TikTok because all he's done is he's gone into Hustlers University. He's joined. He say, okay, how do I get attention? I'm 16. I'm not a flawless orator. I don't have a life or life experiences which are interesting enough to be used in a podcast, which are going to ever allow people to pay attention to me. Yep. But Tate does. So let me go and find all of Tate's old stuff. Let me chop it up. Let me make a TikTok for Tate. That gets attention. How do I monetize attention? Now people are on my page. How do I monetize it? Well, I can take my referral link. I'm in HU. Here, they can sign up, get 50% off my link. Boom. So he's taken attention, the attention that I generated. All he's done is chop up some TikTok clicks, monetized it, and he's making 45 grand a month. Do 16.
That's my
bro. So
what we see here is a common theme: extravagant stories of guys in the real world making massive wealth. A lot of the videos that the affiliates share are of what they call wins. The real world members sharing the stories of the vast fortunes they're making. Incredibly, Andrew has guaranteed that you will make more money in the real world than you put in each month, which one would think would be very legally curious if he can't back up these promises.
And what's impressive about that is not that I've managed to attract 64,000 people to join Hustlers University.
The fact that they're staying.
It's the fact they're staying. The fact they're staying means that there's 64,000 people making more money each month than they pay. It's only $49 a month, right? So there's 64,000 people who I have successfully taught to make more than they've invested. Mm-hmm. No school, no business school, no university will guarantee you month on month you make out more than you put in. None. Only mine. Anybody with a brain can sit here and understand that attracting 175,000 people to the school is easy. What's hard is retaining. And the fact that I retained that many people means that there's 175,000 people in the world who are making more money each month than they invested. Even if they invested $50 and only made $300 or $400, they were still making more than they invested. The ROI is huge. Yeah. No other university or school or educational platform is going to give you that ROI.
That's still a crazy percentage.
It's absolutely. And the only goal is to make money. The primary goal is make money. We're not trying to make you sit there and do exams for qualification. No, make money. Yeah. And you'll make more money than you spend. It's a very simple mathematical equation.
Ever wondered who signs up for these things? Iggy Semmelweis, Andrew Tate's hypnotist wizard guy, and one of the senior members of the War Room, has been quite open about it. School-age boys 12 to 18.
Very, very simple. I don't want to talk about it any more than that. I don't need to justify it. I don't need to show the wins anymore. We have children, fucking 16 years old, making $30,000, $40,000 a month. We have people inside the war room traveling the world inside of getting visas on a whim for countries which are banned for their particular passport. You would not believe the things we do.
In 2022, after Andrew was banned from all social media, videos of Andrew couldn't be posted without being quickly taken down. That's when this cowboy stepped up to the plate, Justin Waller. Justin met the Tate brothers back in 2019, and shortly after he joined their war room. Some might recognise Justin as one of the cringest alpha males on the internet, and appearing on podcasts with women and totally not getting triggered.
Can I ask you one more question?
Fire away, honey.
Okay. If you have only one place in your heart for one woman, or you want to have one woman in your heart, I think you said, why don't you just commit to one and choose to be faithful to her?
I'm just not wired that way. I spent my whole 20s trying to fix myself. I thought something was
You're a
wrong
man of
with me.
self-control. You work out, you do business.
Yeah.
You can possess your own power and direct it the way you want to direct it.
It's just not how I am. It's not how I am.
You think that might be a limited mindset?
I think it's none of your business, but I don't want you to think I'm triggered by you. I'm not.
Okay.
I saw somebody say that, and I think that's interesting. I think you're annoying, but I'm not triggered. You know what I'm saying? No, you are. You're annoying.
Ever since the rebrand of Hustlers University to The Real World, Waller has relentlessly been promoting the program, focusing heavily on making The Real World sound appealing to kids as young as 12 years old. Waller is now the main face of The Real World, with clips of his podcasts and videos being shared all over social media platforms, especially TikTok. The extent that this guy pushes The Real World to such young kids makes him, in my opinion, one of the biggest predators on the internet today.
Bro, you want to create a game right now? It just hit me.
Let's do it.
Bro, first kid to have friends over and figure out a way to stay up all night making money. First kid to pay his parents' mortgage next month. I'll do a call with on my channel.
Hey Justin, I'm 14, working on self-improvement and want to start making money. I thought about getting a job this summer and use it to fund a side hustle. Any tips?
If you're gonna make money, I would consider joining The Real World. It's only $50 a month. You can cut a couple lawns and make that. I think paying attention to what game you're gonna play.
Hi, I'm 12 years old and I joined The Real World. Can you give me advice, please?
Yeah, bro, go in there and listen to everything that Luke says. Go listen to all the professors and do exactly what they say and work your little ass off. You're 12 years old. You'll be fine, man.
Hey, Justin, 14 and in TRW. My parents think TRW is dumb and want me to have a social life. Do you have any tips?
I don't agree with your parents, only because what are you going to do? Go hang out with some 14-year-olds, probably do some shit you're not supposed to be doing. In the real world, you're going to learn how to make money. And you're going to be stopping to do push-ups. It's a very good community. You are going to be hanging out with people in the range of your age at some level. There's guys, men and women of all different ages in there. But I don't think your parents probably understand what the real world is fully. Maybe they will when you help them out with the bills. And any of you guys that are thinking about joining the real world, I'm telling you, message me on Instagram, Just7. I'm telling you, it's the best school on the planet. There's no school that is going to teach you literally how to make money today without charging you tens of thousands of dollars. For $50, a guy that is in that business that day, which a professor cannot say at an Ivy League school, this is how you make money. This is how I made money today. It is a fucking joke to think that any of you guys would go to college really at all with as good as the real world is. Like, I see it every day. I get messages every day. I'm like, I cannot believe this 13-year-old is making more money than his parents and that he has to go to school and he can still do it. This kid is in like 6th, 7th grade in the real world making real money. And it's the most incredible thing that I've ever seen, bro. The real world is the truth.
Here is another of the main promoters of the real world to schoolboys, Dylan Moneybags Madden.
Does the real world work for kids?
100%. Example, in the real world freelancing campus, I've got a guy, he's 14 years old, making $1,500 a month, all applying a side hustle that is taught within the freelancing campus. So if you are a kid, let's say 13, 14 plus, you 100% can find opportunities and skills that you can use to make money online, offline, etc. On top of that, you're going to be around a bunch of positivity that's going to fix your mindset. So instead of all your friends, they go out and they just play video games and all that, you're going to be learning actual skills that are going to make you a better person. You're going to be hitting the gym, you're going to be motivated, you're going to be inspired. So for sure.
Now we have established that the real world will make your children rich and is guaranteed to make 12-year-old boys more money each month than they spend. This is Andrew's words, not mine. Potential child exploitation aside, I decided to look deeper into the legality of the program itself. In 2022, CoffeeZilla signed up to Hustlers University and made a video about his findings, which I highly recommend. Later, he discussed his findings on Lex Friedman's podcast.
Is on the MLM aspect of the multi-level marketing schemes they did. So is there some truth to that? Is there some fraudulent aspect to that?
So yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, that's the main reason I criticized him. What Andrew Tate is selling is not multi-level marketing, although he is selling the dream. He's selling an affiliate marketing thing, which is slightly different. Mm-hmm. So in multi-level marketing, if I sell to you and then you go sell to 2 other people, I make money from those 2 other people down the chain, multi-level. Affiliate marketing is sort of like one level. I only make money. So Andrew Tate had this affiliate program where if you sold Hustlers University to somebody else, so you'd sell, like I sell to you this $50 course and I make like $5, and Andrew Tate in perpetuity makes $50 a month off of you. Mm-hmm. Okay. What does this course actually sell, right? Because ultimately he's selling the dream. He's selling, so the Matrix has enslaved you. Your life is controlled by these people who want to keep you like kind of weak, lazy, whatever. You need to break out and you need to achieve the new dream, which is sort of like hustling your way to the top. The first funny thing is that Andrew Tate is nowhere to be found. The supposed successful guy that you like bought into is nowhere to be found. It's these professors that you have now, he has hired and said, these guys are super qualified. So like looked up some of what some of these guys have done. And some of them have launched like scammy crypto coins. The cryptocurrency professor was like shilling a bunch of coins that did bad and then like deleted the tweets. I mean, just completely exactly what you'd expect. Behind the paywall, it's nothing of substance. You're not going to learn to get rich by escaping the matrix and going to work for Jeff Bezos. Fulfillment by Amazon is not escaping the matrix, right? Like that's not the way to hustle to the top. It's just such a obvious and complete scam because there is no value to this like so-called education. The professors are crap. The advice, they're like hiding some of the bad things they've done. And Andrew Tate's nowhere to be found. Ultimately, that's why everyone joined.
CoffeeZilla that the real world is not a multi-level marketing scheme. However, I believe it is something different, a pyramid scheme, not the type of pyramid scheme that we might recognise from Michael Scott, but a pyramid scheme masquerading as a multi-level marketing scheme.
Pyramid schemes are illegal in most countries, but they can be difficult to detect. They're presented as many different things, including gifting groups, investment clubs, and multi-level marketing businesses. The distinction between pyramid schemes and legitimate multi-level marketing can be particularly hazy. In theory, the difference is that the members of the multi-level marketing companies primarily earn compensation from selling a particular product or a service to retail customers, while pyramid schemes primarily compensate members for recruitment of new sellers. In practice, though, many multi-level marketing companies make it all but impossible for members to profit purely through sales. And many pyramid schemes, like Vima Nutrition, disguise themselves as legal multi-level marketing businesses, using a product or service to hide the pay and recruit structure.
After my research had me convinced that the real world was an illegal pyramid scheme, I reached out to Matthew Jury from McHugh Jury and Partners. Matthew and his team represent 4 women in the UK who are suing Andrew Tate for alleged assaults in 2014 and 2015. Matthew took a look at my evidence and agreed that the real world meets the criteria to be investigated as a pyramid scheme. During this time, I was running an online campaign asking Google and Apple why they were allowing this exploitative program on the App Store and Play Store. Due to a combination of my campaign with this petition that now has over 20,000 signatures, Matthew Jury reaching out to both Apple and Google, and Tim Hume from Vice News, who had been following and reported on the story, Google removed the app from the Play Store and Apple soon followed.
This week, Tate served my firm and me personally with a notice that we would be sued for defamation if we continue to make the survivor's case against him public. Our message to him is that, as is our responsibility, we will continue to do our jobs. He is also perhaps upset because in the last few weeks, we successfully had his real world removed from both Google and Apple's app stores. This may have cost him 167 million in revenue a year. Contrary to what Tate says, we did not do this because we are targeting his businesses, but because it is important that someone puts a stop to his toxic hold on our children. We simply gave Google and Apple the information they needed to make the decision to remove it. The survivors do not have millions of followers. They do not have millions of pounds made from coercing young women into sex work or vulnerable and impressionable young men and boys from signing up to a pyramid scheme. Nor do they have the support of the likes of Elon Musk.
Something that was brought to our attention, something that we have been looking at for a while. Everything we saw and, all the research that we and collaborators who we were working with did pointed to the fact that the real world relied exclusively on new members joining through existing members in order to return funds to existing members or allow them to make money. There was no other revenue stream for individual users. And I think they called it a multi-level marketing scheme, but there's a more accurate word for that, which is a pyramid scheme, which is actually illegal, certainly in the UK. It's also a crime in America, I understand it. Not only that, but it was also producing a huge amount of content which was directly aimed at or seemingly targeting young men and even children. We're talking sort of teenagers, constantly pushing out material that seemed to be designed for 13, 14-year-olds, which is obviously a huge concern as well. So we raised those concerns. There was a Twitter campaign. Our concerns were raised to both Apple and Google, who eventually did the right thing.
The sad thing is, if people buy into his claims that he's the only one who cares about them, these young men and vulnerable young men and young boys, and then he's constantly sending out the message that he's the only one who can save them, he's the only one who cares for them, but actually he's just another exploiter. He's a groomer, he's an exploiter. He couldn't give two fucks. Sorry, pardon my language, but really, he just couldn't care less.
All right, we're not going to play any more of that because he doesn't need more advertising of his stupid program. But one of the things they teach you about is multi-level marketing or affiliate marketing. You know what that is? That's a pyramid scheme. If you have a business and the overriding driving force of the business is not the business itself, but it's recruiting people to get into the business, that's a pyramid scheme.
So what we have here is a program that I would estimate has generated a minimum of tens of millions of dollars, and if Andrew Tate's numbers are correct, hundreds of millions of dollars, which numerous legal experts and lawyers have said they believe is an illegal pyramid scheme, which is predominantly being promoted to and targeting children as young as 12 years old. Since I've been reporting on the real world on social media, I've had many young men and boys come forward to me to share their experience. Many of these guys are distraught and feel like they were in a cult. I've had very strong sources tell me that they estimate that more than 80% of the boys in this program are under 18, with affiliates being worked 16 hours a day. I've had schoolboys tell me that they know other boys are skipping classes and falling asleep in the middle of class to make these affiliate videos. Murder by Crayons is a prolific reporter on the Andrew Tate case on the app formerly known as Twitter. I highly recommend following him if you're interested in the criminal cases against the Tate brothers. He signed up to the real world himself, wanting a closer look, and he sent me some really damning screenshots from their Discord-like chat that show how vulnerable many of these young guys that sign up to the real world are, whether it's because they're minors or just in desperate circumstances. Hello, Andrew Tate. I'm currently 12 years old and in 8th grade. I joined the real world last summer. No matter how much I try, I don't seem to get any money, and I struggle with watching pornography and masturbating. I know you will probably not respond to this, and I understand, but if you have a chance, could you please help a brother out? Hi, Mr. Andrew Tate. I'm from Indonesia. I spent the money that the government gave me to buy a TRW program. I've been inside copywriting campus for a couple weeks, and I can't land a client. Could you please give me some work to do? I have a data entry background. You donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to Palestine. Even $10 would save my life. I really don't have any more money. My family kinda hates me and wouldn't help me. Please, I beg you. Hi, Andrew Tate. I'm 13 years old. I just joined yesterday. My parents want me to focus on my studies and the real world. How do I find time for both? Sorry for my blinking, I was nervous. I'm only 15 years old and I'm paying TRW on my own because my family don't like you. They're telling me you use some pyramid effect and that you are an abuser. I'm getting punishments for supporting you. Hello Andrew, hope all is well. I've been locked up now in a mental hospital for over a month for speaking my mind. P.S. I never harmed anyone and never plan to. Where should we store our money so that it can't disappear or be seized by our government? They robbed me in May, June, and 10 days after that, 10 cops came and took my computers and phones. They just froze over 15k in Sweden. Hi Andrew, I live in Pakistan. I am studying crypto, content creation and AI at TRW. My question is, what should I focus on first? I'm currently unemployed and have enough money to sustain myself for 2 months only in the real world. I want to start earning to stabilise my finances while continuing my studies at TRW. Hello, I'm new here. I'm 14 years old. I'm in 9th grade. My parents don't let me have a phone, so currently I'm hiding my phone so that I could work. But I don't know how to invest my money on something that would help me start growing. I want to become a millionaire, but I don't know how. Would you help me? I've spoken to numerous young men and boys who've been inside the real world, and they've all told me that not once did they see or hear from Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, or even Justin Waller. So it seems highly unlikely that any of these desperate guys got a response from their hero. Crown's got these screenshots within a day. These are just the tip of the iceberg. They are endless. So the question is, does this sound like a group of high-value men that are being mentored by billionaires? Or a group of desperate young men who are being exploited for $50? I have a lot more to share and talk about on this issue. So please subscribe for my further videos. For now, the last question I have, which I'll continue to ask, is why are the social media companies allowing their platforms to be used as recruitment grounds for the real world, with videos and affiliate links being posted all over them? Please donate if you can to the legal fund for 4 women in the UK who are suing Andrew Tate for alleged assaults. I'll leave the link in the description.